Recording in progress. All right, everyone. Today I am going to talk about PEMF, which is Pulse Electronic Magnetic Frequency, and it's something that we use here at Life Force Wellness Center. And as I was going through some of my teachings or learnings or whatever you want to call it through Quantum University, it became very apparent to me that one of the ways that our body produces energy, we're just not getting the way that we used to. And it's because we wear shoes. And, we weren't born with clothes, but yet we wear clothes, we block the sun, we block all of nature from our body. And um, while nobody wants to see people walk around naked, maybe somebody does, but but we don't need to. But what we do need to do is get some of the frequencies that are from the earth and from sunlight and different things like that. So here at Life Force Wellness Center, we are very big on energy medicine, and that is using the earth's energies. So I'm going to just jump right in and get started. Hopefully, we'll keep this under about 45 minutes, but this is the healing power of PEMF therapy. And once again, that stands for Pulse Electronic Magnetic Frequency. It's very, very important. So it is the energy that we need. So here at Life Force Wellness Center, I just want to make sure that you understand that the statements that are going to be made during this presentation have not been evaluated by the FDA, and the information is not intended to treat, cure, prevent, diagnose any condition, and it should not be interpreted as medical advice. So always do your own research, seek the advice of your licensed medical professional, even though they probably don't know much about this. But the information that I'm going to present today is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So, some of the things when I started creating Life Force Wellness Center, I have Relax, Restore, Revitalize Your Life Force. What does life force even mean? It is for me. Everybody has their own definition, but our life force is what is unique to us. It's not our soul, it's not our mind, it's not our body. It is everything that is our essence to me. And some of the things as I have grown and evolved and learned, we're missing so many things and we're not taught about our God-given potential to optimize our wellness. So we might be told, here's what's normal, but very few doctors talk to you in what is optimal. And I used to work in the medical field and I watched people come in all the time, hand me their lab work. We looked at lab work, and I was an ultrasound tech, diagnostic medical sonographer. So I sonogrammed people, which is I send sonar into the body so that we can see it on a image, which they call an ultrasound. So because we're using ultrasound, but anyways, so they would come in and they would say, well, the doctor said everything is normal, but I still have this, or I still have that, or I had this cut out and I still have it, or had this, I'm on this pill and I'm on that pill. And nobody is really wanting to really understand our life force energy. And so life force kind of got created out of a necessity, really, because when we're constantly in a state of fight or flight, we're constantly in a state of chaos, we're constantly in a state of unknowing and chaos that is happening all around us. And especially if you listen to the news and different things like that, there's a lot of stuff going on that is beyond our control. So the things that are within our control are things that we can do and use to help restore our life force energy. So we're going to just jump right into this presentation here. And I want to welcome you to the world of PEMF therapy, where healing becomes a natural process. And in this talk today, we're going to explore the top 10 reasons why PEMF therapy is a powerful tool for supporting the body's ability to heal itself. Because let's face it, doctors don't heal us, healers don't heal us. Our body, we have to give our body permission to heal itself. And that's why getting out of fight or flight, relaxing is so incredibly important, because your body has to have the space in order to do what it's already designed to do. And if you don't believe that, if you've ever been cut, you didn't have to sit there and watch it and to make sure that it was going to heal, especially if you're a healthy person. Your body's just going to do it all by itself. There is an innate intelligence inside of our body, a God-given ability to heal itself. So, if we can go from a sperm and an egg all the way to a human being, God's given us some pretty amazing talents, right? So, what is PEMF? Pulsed electronic magnetic field or frequency. So, it is a therapy that uses low frequency electromagnetic waves to stimulate and recharge the body's cells. It helps to promote the natural healing, and it's a non-invasive treatment which enhances the cellular function, improves circulation, and supports the body's recovery process. PEMF therapy is often used for pain relief, reducing inflammation, and improving physical and mental well-being. Why is that? It's because it helps things work better, right? When things work better, it can improve a little bit of everything. So, why is it so important? Well, it's important because it really helps to optimize the cellular function and increases energy production. It improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and supports the immune system. So, these combined effects help the body to heal faster and more effectively at a cellular level, making PEMF a powerful tool for recovery and overall wellness. And I have had people before go, wow, I didn't know how good I can feel. And here's the amazing thing is you don't feel PEMF because we're not made of metal, right? We're not made of steel where you can have those magnets and where you're feeling it. And so it's just something that works on the cellular level. So the number one way that it works is in the meridian or acupuncture flow system of the body. So if you've ever, acupuncture has been around for over 5,000 years. So this is like a needleless acupuncture session to enhance the flow of energy and the life force throughout the meridian acupuncture channels. And research shows it's very effective in a holistic approach to well-being. So it's not the only thing that you're going to use, but it is another tool to have in your arsenal so that if you're not healing as well as you would like, or if you have a lot of stressors going on in your life, getting on a PEMF therapy mat, or there's so many different little devices, and we'll discuss that here in a little bit. But using it as a tool in your whole arsenal of your well-being is so incredibly important. So, number two, metabolic energy of ATP production. So it's going to stimulate the ATP production in the mitochondria. The PEMF therapy helps to facilitate the creation of the body's universal energy currency. So kind of like frees things up by enhancing that microcirculation. It ensures the optimal transport of nutrients, oxygen, and coenzymes needed for that ATP production. Adenotriphosphate, right? It is what makes your cells work. So here at the Wellness Center, we actually combine PEMF therapy with red light therapy for a number of reasons. But number three, talking about that improving circulation, microcirculation. So PEMF therapy, what it does is it helps to boost that nitric oxide and prevent the rouleau effect. It lowers the viscosity of the blood and it improves the circulation and microcirculation by enhancing the blood flow. It delivers the nutrients, the oxygen that oxygenates the cells, it hydrates the cells, and it boosts the immunity system. And aids in that waste elimination. So think about this. If something can get into your cell, do its job, right, which is where ATP and everything else is out, and get the waste products out of the cells, you can get it into your lymphatic system. And especially if you're thinning things out and improving that microcirculation, you're just creating a better channel to make things happen. Think about it as cleaning out the pipes when your drains are flowing slow. That rouleau effect that it talked about at the top. It is like if you rolled quarters and you had a stack of quarters. If you look at a drop of blood under a microscope, a lot of people's blood looks like that rouleau effect. And I think I spelled that wrong, but I'll check it later. So that rouleau effects, they just kind of, the quarters, they just kind of, the blood cells kind of stack up. Well, this helps to separate so that they can all be charged and carry that nitric oxide, carry that nutrition. So all your electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, potassium, chloride, all of those selenium, copper, nickel, you name it, the nutrients, the amino acids, all of those building blocks, it helps get them into the cells, right? So they can do their job in the mitochondria, in the all of the different areas inside the cell, the nucleus, the Golgi apparatus, all of those transports that are happening inside there, they then create waste, no different than if we eat something. We create waste. It needs to go through efficiently so that it can come out the other side and get it out of the body as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So, some of the other things, thinking about that whole getting it in, getting it out, the detoxification, it's supporting the body's natural detoxification pathways. So, it helps improve that lymphatic flow, right? Because it thins everything out, the fluids of your body, which you want to make sure that you're hydrated. This is an electrolyte drink here, but you want to make sure that you're fully hydrated whenever you're for anything, fully hydrated, but you need to have everything in there. So it enhances liver function. It opens and eliminates the channels such as the bowels, the kidneys, the skin, and the breath. Your breath removes so much junk from your body. And it plays a crucial role in eliminating the toxins that are accumulated from food, water, air, and electrosmog. We'll talk about that too. So, but first, let's just talk about toxins that are accumulated from food. I just listened to, and I wish I could remember his name at this very moment, but a doctor talk about we are every single week. This is how bad plastics now have become. We are eating, I think he said like every 3 weeks, a credit card size of plastic. Every 3 weeks. So if your body can't thin things out and remove them from the body, these plastics get stuck and they have found them in our lining our arteries wherever there's stenosis in those arteries or narrowing of those arteries. There are now plastics found in that, right? The water, our water is so contaminated. They add stuff to it. They don't filter things that they should. You're drinking pharmaceuticals, and unless you filter your water, you are the filter. Air the same way. We really should be filtering our air, especially if you have new flooring, new walls, new paint, new products, new carpet, any of those things in your home, they're giving off what's called VOCs, which is volatile organic compounds. And these pollute your air and then you breathe them. And a lot of them are made of toxins, right? Plastics and different things like that. And then the electrosmog. So I personally wear a pendant, which helps protect me from 5G, 4G, Wi-Fi, different things like that. This one's called Aries Tech, and I can always give you a link to that with a discount code. But very, very important that you realize 100 years ago, we had some radio, right? We had some television channels, we had some satellite, but as far as Wi-Fi and cell phones and everybody on your block having Wi-Fi and cell phones and probably 5 cell phones per house and all these things, we just didn't have all these things that our body was up against. And let's face it, we're getting sicker and sicker as a country, as a community, um, every single day. So, number 5, immune system enhancement. Think about everything that happened during COVID. Our immune systems are compromised. And so, one of the ways that we can help ourselves is to help improve that microcirculation, our cellular voltage. Do we even have the charge? Do our cells hold enough charge? Because we're electrical beings, right? Do our cells hold enough charge in order to help us overcome that viral load or any of those things that we're up against? Parasites, viruses, bacterias, funguses, molds, all of the things. Oxygenation, pH levels, right? So we have, a 1 pH, 2.4, which is stomach acid, all the way up to a 10. Well, there's more than that, but which is like baking soda. So, what is the pH level in the body, and how do we make sure that our pH level is balanced, more alkaline. You've probably heard, about cancer and alkalinity or cancer thriving in an acidic state. We have a very, very small range that our body operates in functionally optimally. And so balancing those levels out. Create an environment that is inhospitable to these things that I just talked about, bacteria, pathogens, viruses, and it stimulates the energy of the immune system cells. It fosters a preventative homeopathic approach to overall health. Because if your body is in balance, if your body has the energy that it needs, your body can do its job and help fight against these things that might take you, down to a weaker level. So number six thing that PEMF does is it helps with pain relief. So it stimulates the endorphin production and it interrupts those pain signals. So think of the COX-2 inhibitor, which may be a little above people's head, but it's a receptor in the body. Well, COX-2 will bind to a receptor so that it helps prevent the signal of pain, substance P, different things like that cannot connect. And so it helps to provide some of that relief from the microcurrents that run through those neural pathways. And it reduces the pain perception and helps to address some symptoms sometimes, even though we don't necessarily talk about symptomology. It is something that can help you have the energy so that your body's not so run down that you feel more pain. And if you think about that, a lot of times the people who are the sickest are the most painful because their body just can't overcome the feeling of pain. So number seven, healing and regeneration. So by facilitating the stimulation of those stem cells, PEMF therapy aids in tissue healing and regeneration, and it works naturally with the body to support the differentiation and multiplication of those stem cells. So stem cells can become any kind of cell in our body, and we're making them all the time. But if the body doesn't make enough of them, if there's not enough stem cells being able to differentiate, like mitosis, or I think it's mitosis, meiosis, one of them, where they're able to multiply and replicate. That is very important because that's what rebuilds our body. So it's that whole regeneration that the PEMF, because it's pulsing into the body and it's stimulating them to do their job, to get off their butts and get off the couch and go to work. Number eight, PEMF helps to reduce stress. It induces that parasympathetic response. It promotes relaxation and reduces stress. It positively influences the nervous system and the endocrine system, heart rate, blood pressure, and it defends against physical changes induced by stress hormones. So think of cortisol going up. Think of the amygdala, the fight or flight. Everybody is, if your body doesn't know where the next thing's jumping out from, whether it's your boss or the crazy man driving on the road, cutting you off or flipping you off, or, is this person going to pull out a gun on me, or all those things, your body's going through so much stress. So when you're here at Life Force Wellness Center, we really want you to be in a state where you are breathing and relaxing and using tools to help promote even more relaxation, more stress, hormones, that endocrine system, hormones to be more balanced instead of cortisol being through the roof. Because that cortisol, men, you'll want to hear this, when your cortisol goes up, when your stress hormone goes up, your testosterone goes down, because at that moment it's not a time to go procreate, right? Make babies and things like that. It is a time to survive. So if you're constantly living in survival mode and you finally leave work and you can't wait to leave work, and then you get home and you have your beer and all this other stuff and you knock it all down, right? Those things don't promote health and they don't promote a healthy body. So the things that we do here is really promote that relaxation and help you reduce that stress. So number nine, better sleep. I'm going to tell you, sleep is the most important factor out of anything. And I know I have some clients who barely sleep. And it's why we use some other tools here at the Wellness Center because we understand your sleep quality directly affects your entire well-being. PEMF therapy, especially with lower sleep frequencies, which we can program that, help you achieve better sleep by entraining the brain's electromagnetic waves. And that quality of sleep is so crucial for your body's regeneration and cell creation. So, you're constantly breaking down and repairing. And if you're not healing as fast as what you think you should, if your body is hurting and aching, you have a hard time getting out of bed, you just barely can drag yourself out of bed because you're so exhausted, even though you did go to sleep, or maybe you can only sleep a couple hours, or maybe your brain is just on all the time. And I totally understand that. We need to help you relax and retrain that brain to get down into those deep delta sleep waves so that you can regenerate and create more healthy cells. Number 10 is a synergistic enhancement of the health elements. So, PEMF therapy acts as a master element by opening the microcirculation channels. We talked about that earlier, enhancing the absorption and, most importantly, the assimilation of nutrients, supplements, water, and air. It optimizes the effectiveness of all the essential elements for health. Now, people go, I eat healthy, I take supplements, and they tell me this all the time, but I'm still tired, Amber. That means you're not assimilating. You're not breaking down those nutrients, those supplements. You're not absorbing water. If it's your lungs, you're not absorbing air properly for you to oxygenate the body. So just because you take it in doesn't mean you assimilate it and use it to help rebuild the body. PEMF is that master element that gets you down, recharges your cells, allow it to grab onto the nutrition and get it and deliver it where it needs to go. The absorption and the assimilation of everything that you take in is extremely important. Extremely. So I can't state that enough because I used to suffer a lot with digestive issues. And when you have digestive issues, you might put it in, but it might make it through so quick that you can't absorb it. Or if you're not open and going regularly, all that backs up and creates a toxic soup that your body is swimming in. So there's a happy medium there, and there's a very happy gut on the other side of both of those extremes, whether it's too fast or way too slow. And I see people every day with both of those. And so, one of the things we do is talk about what the textbook says that can help both sides. So, in conclusion, we want you to explore the transformative benefits of PEMF therapy and embark on a journey of holistic well-being. So you can follow us here on Facebook in our wellness tribe. I love just providing insights into the science and the physics of PEMF. And at the end of this presentation, there's actually an entire list of all my resources or all my um, sources where I've got all this information from because it is very important that we understand that there is science and there's always cherry picking and people can cherry pick anything they want. You can totally poo-poo this whole presentation that I just did, or you can go, wow, there may be some things some tools out there that I didn't even know existed that may help me improve my health, help me with energy medicine to have a healthier, more empowered life. And I hope that's what you take from this because I have studied this for many years now and I'm still on this journey. I will be the first to tell you, I know just enough, but I will always research it if you ask me to, because I want to make sure that if there's something out there that somebody else has studied, somebody else has looked for that may be able to help you. We want to help you be an advocate for yourself. And while you still have to go to your medical doctor, you still have to get your checkups, you still have to do your things. There are things, tools that we can help provide you with that will empower you to take your health back. Because I'll tell you, doctors know things that they're taught from school. Not very many go venture out on their own to learn about things that they don't have to learn about. And our country, as an entire whole, spends, we're 4% of the world population, and we spend, I think the number was 70% more than any other industrialized country on the planet. That's staggering to me that we spend so much money on our healthcare and we still have the worst outcomes on the planet. So we're not getting the right information, and I want to help you empower yourself to get the right information for you. So whether that's DNA, whether that is getting labs that um, maybe your doctors may not understand, but that are very important to whatever you're dealing with. I want to help you, and we want to help you look for those things. So, as always, here is some of my research. Hopefully, that'll pull up. But one of the things that I wanted to really, really talk about on here was in the Journal of Cardiovascular Research, if you can see this. PEMF improved the blood flow and vascular function in patients with cardiovascular conditions, heart and lungs. And those are the two biggest things that we deal with as a society. Yes, there's cancer, but heart and lungs, heart attacks, strokes, breathing, lung issues, those are the biggest things that affect people in our country. And by understanding, there are some very prestigious journals who have looked at the research, who have done it. But because there's not a lot of money in this type of medicine, it's not talked about, it's not pushed. But the research is there, and there's so much that we can do to help with all sorts of things. But most importantly, it's about educating you. It's about helping you find the resources that you need to stay on your health and wellness journey and become the best version of yourself possible. So, anyways, my name is Amber. I thank you so much for sticking with me if you've listened all the way to the end to this presentation, because to me, I think PEMF is one of the things that has been a game changer for me and my clients because we just don't think about it enough. We don't use energy medicine enough. And especially when it comes to these little therapies. And let me tell you this. So PEMF is a technology that NASA has used to help prevent osteoporosis on their astronauts in space because of how it affects the cells. Once again, it's the absorption and assimilation. If things can't get into the cells, it doesn't matter. You can take it all day long. You can take every supplement you want. But I promise you, start your journey, stay on your journey, try things and see if after 120 days, like if you're going to create yourself a plan, go, you know what? 4 months out of my life, I'm going to commit to making myself the healthiest version of myself possible and see what changes. See what changes. One small step can make a difference in the rest of your life and the life of your family and your friends. I'm the person who's always talking about health, so my friends are probably very tired of hearing me talk about health, but to me, it is so incredibly important because I used to not feel good. I used to not have good health, and neither did my family. So thank you for sticking with me today. Have a great and fantastic day. Please follow us on Facebook. And if you found this informative, drop some comments below. Is there anything that you were like, hey, I'd like to hear more about this? Or, that sounded amazing to me. How can I get in there to see you? Um, because we have some really cool stuff here at Life Force Wellness Center, and I can't wait to share it with you. Hope you have a great and fantastic day. And yeah, I will see you really soon.